Hello and welcome to today's video, another one that isn't necessarily MSI themed. It's covering the news that's taken place over the last few weeks in LLL Esports. So if you do not follow anything outside of your own region, some of this will be new information to you. Keep in mind, I do not give a flying fuck really about rumors. So if there's a rumored tryout or this, that, or the third, or there's a rumored sources say this player going to this team, I'm not going to believe it until it's in the contract database and money is being paid. Because in the end, what actually solidifies a move is not a verbal agreement, but a written agreement. So, with that in mind, first we have Rogue. They have become Navi. Now, Navi is a Ukrainian organization. They've played in they attempted to get into EU challengers in 2016. That did not succeed. They played in 2012 as well in multiple regional leagues. I don't know if it was, the very early stages of what we learned we had become the LCL or CIS region. But either way, they've taken Rogue's spot. Now, Rogue is an interesting org because over the last couple of years, they've gotten a very negative connotation. 2023 becoming Koi, and then I think 2023 they were Koi. Yeah, and then last year it was Mad Lions Koi. So Koi takes over, and then Rogue comes back in 2024, beginning of 2025. Now Rogue is something because 93 and 96 over their tenure as a team in the regular season. Probably you could say the fourth best team in the LEC during their tenure, behind Fnatic, G2, and Mad. That's not obviously the order. G2 is better than Fnatic, but regardless, those three orgs you could say were better than Rogue in that time period. But something interesting, Rogue were 7-11 in group stage at Worlds in their three appearances, including being the last European team to make quarterfinals at Worlds. So, yeah, they may have sucked since then, but nobody has gotten closer to winning Worlds than Rogue. So that's kind of a ironic fact of it all. Team Liquid. Officially, Umpty is gone. Yuji is the starter. Umpty, Korean import, a player that came from Bro and did okay at first. Thought he was a bit, he was freed, but in the end, it wasn't enough. They're saying that he was homesick or some shit. I mean, maybe, maybe not. I don't think Umpty was very good to begin with. So, 4 KDA, 70 KP, 66 CS per minute, 125 damage divided by gold, negative 1.6 share differential, so it did give the team quite a sizable damage share relative to the gold share. The team wasn't dealing a ton of damage this past split, not like last year. 425 vision efficiency, ahead just barely, 37 gold, 63 XP. You would like your imports to be ahead on average by quite a bit, and that was not the case. 2 solo kills, 7 champions, 14 games. Usually stat line is only playoffs. It was 10 games. And he matched the KP and CS per minute of Umpty. So that should say a lot, especially because usually he's a much younger player. Different type of player, though, in these matchups. He had under 1 damage per gold, playing a pure facilitator role. Negative 5.5 share differential. Was more efficient in vision with over 5 per ward placed. Behind slightly at 15 minutes. Had 8 champions in 10 games. I expect Yuji to be better in summer, but we will find out how the team compares to everybody else. Loud have allowed Sheeny and Tinones to go. Sheeny obviously joined the team for spring after Wiz was the starter for jungle in winter. Tinones, a longtime Brazilian mid laner, one of the faces of the CBLL in their history, in my opinion. If there's a Mount Rushmore, you have BRTT and you have Tinones on it to just start right off the rip. So it is definitely Robo probably on there as well as players, that just are CBLL, right? So that is a thing, but we'll see what happens with Loud now, because from what I had heard and seen, people say from Brazil that Tinones had a lot of sway on that team, and maybe was why that team couldn't quite get to where they were, a couple years ago. So Sheeny, 2.6 KDA, 67 KP, 6.3 CS per minute. It's only 2 out of every 3 kills for his team. Over 1 damage per gold, negative 3.6 share differential. The team wasn't dealing a ton of damage. 445 vision efficiency. Went pretty much even at 15 minutes. 2 solo kills, 9 champions, 26 games. 10 owns. Not very involved. So 57 KP. Very low kill participation for a mid laner, especially in this past meta. So the team is fighting away from him, in part due to Robo getting solo kills, probably affecting that. But still, not very involved. 8.7 CS per minute, 155 ROI, 4.2 share differential, so it's probably secondary carry numbers. 239 vision efficiency, behind 50 gold, 25 XP, so going even. So the mid jungle duo ahead about 80 XP, behind 55 gold. 5 solo kills, 13 champions, 26 games. We'll see how they replace them. BLG, Beshwan's obviously the starter, and we knew that, but Wei has officially been allowed to leave. So he left. He's, like I said, I'm not really going to get into the nitty gritty about tryouts or things, but Wei should be on a team in summer. He is one of the probably top 5 to 7 junglers in the LPL with ease, multi-MSI champion, a player that should be on a team. If he's not on a team, it's just as egregious as when Tarzan wasn't on a team a couple of years ago. 3.8 KDA, 71 KP, 6.2 CS per minute, 4 Wei, 134 ROI, negative 1.8 share differential, 418 vision efficiency, behind 80 gold at 15 minutes, 10 champions, 29 games. Beshwan, keep in mind a lot of these numbers are going to be playoff numbers as well as Thunder Talk numbers, because you cannot separate that shit with these on Game of Legends. Very similar player in KDA, 3.6, KP 70, 6.8 CS per minute, so it does require a little bit more farm. 126 ROI, negative 2.6 share differential, similar vision impact, behind 50 gold, 12 champions, 75 games, so not as wide and diverse of a champion pool. And we've talked about Beshwan quite a bit over the last couple weeks. Isurus, Estral have broken up. Isurus keeping the slot, Estral disappearing. Estral has been a team, we saw them at MSI last year. They had some impact at that event. This is a weird move, I think. Obviously, money is a thing, so if you're not... They did fail this past spring. They definitely sucked. They were one of the more disappointing teams in the grand scheme of things. A team that I thought would be very, very competitive. And in the end, I guess they were, but it was a roller coaster of a ride when it shouldn't be. Isurus taking the slot are 147 and 100 over their tenure as a team in Latin America, and 6 and 15 internationally, mostly at Worlds. I think they have 1 MSI appearance. So they made some changes to the roster, and the roster is not as good as it was before. Let's just put it that way. Summit is out. They got rid of the solo laners and the coach. So Summit's gone. Summit definitely left a lot to be desired this past spring. It took him a while to get his feet under him, and even then, the team was very disjointed. 1.7 KDA, 53 KP, 8.2 CS per minute. Carry-oriented top laner, one of the most pure carry-oriented tops in the world. 172 ROI, 3.7 share differential. He's the type of guy that he should be a primary carry on his team. And that's because he really can only do that very well. 287 vision efficiency, up 65 gold, 81 XP. Should have been ahead a lot more. And that's the thing. Summit did not play very well. He kind of retired last year, came back. Wishy-washy streaming and this, that, and the third. It's messy. 12 solo kills, 10 champions, 26 games. He's replaced by Zoan. Zoan is... these numbers are not very good. So, in Latin America North, he had a 3.5 KDA, 59 KP, 6.9 CS per minute. Very low resource type of player here. Which could bode well because Summit was a very high resource player. They've kind of moved from giving resources to top, like they did in spring, to mid in summer. But they're going with a full Latin American roster. Bold move. 6.9 KDA, 6.9 KDA would be fabulous. CS per minute. 145 ROI, negative .9 share differential. His ROI is high because he didn't have a lot of farm, didn't have a lot of gold. Still, share-wise, gave his team in a lower level of play less damage than he received in gold. Share-wise, that's... I mean, I guess put him on Ornn and Malphite every game. I mean, is that the angle here? I don't know. 269 vision efficiency, was behind on average against top laners at a lower level of play. 136 gold, 30 XP. Had 17 solo kills, 13 champions, 29 games. So yeah, he had a ton of solo kills. And then we're behind in lane anyways. I mean, I don't know. I don't get it. Leza is the mid laner. We'll talk about Myru in a minute. So Leza had a solid split. Statistically, very high resource, 4.6 KDA, 60 KP, 9 CS per minute. I'm not saying he's Chovy because he's not. The only other player, though, that had a very high CS per minute mid like this past split that I've seen, and I haven't seeked it out, so there very well could be guys with CS per minutes and at tier 2 level with this kind of farm, but very high farm, a very demanding player in the resource department. 173 ROI, 1.8 share differential. Goes to show his team, a lot of people dealt damage on the team because he had high ROI but low share differential. 256 vision efficiency, was ahead a lot against mid laners at his level. 580 gold, 539 XP ahead. He showed, hey, I'm better than this level of play, especially in the laning phase. 13 solo kills, 12 champions, 25 games. Yang was let go as the coach. He went 6-8 with the team in their series. 70, 40, and 8 over his career as a coach. Euchre becomes the coach. 75 and 86 in the regular season as a coach in Latin America. A lot of that being with Isurus in the past on 2 separate occasions. And then 11 and 8 in best of series in the playoffs. 2 and 9 internationally. So keep that in mind. He's better in the playoffs in a best of series than in the regular season. Maybe that's why they made this change. But it's a fully Latin American squad now. Jose can do as much as he can in the jungle role, but this is going to be tough slotting. This is going to be tough slotting in LTA South, in my opinion, especially with Zoan in top lane. Without really looking at it, he may be the worst top laner in LTA South. And I feel I feel kind of safe saying that, and I'm not even looking at stats for the other guys, to kind of bring it back and think, oh, well, how bad was Zolfbay? How bad was, Haydn, for example? Like, we're getting into a Fluxo top laner kind of situation here, so that's a weird one. Now on to the rest of this video. Okay, so for the rest. Vivo Keat Stars, Myru becomes the mid laner. We included Kisei's stats for reference. Kisei is still on the team and brought back down into Academy. So Myru with Isurus Estral had a 3-1 KDA, 71 KP, 84 CS per minute. We just talked about Summit being the high resource, Myru the low resource, Myru more of a facilitator playing that role of a playmaker. 183 ROI, 6.3 share differential. He led the team in damage. He was the damage dealer and the third tier player in resources. 343 vision efficiency, which is very good. Ahead on average against LTA South mids, 289 gold, 200 XP. 9 solo kills, 12 champions, 28 games. As he replaces Kisei, who's another import. And Myru's stats are better. So the KDA is the same, but Kisei was very much less involved at 56 KP. So that's a big difference. Farm 8.6 CS per minute. 1.51 ROI, 2.8 share differential. So did deal a lot less damage for the gold he received. He wasn't as efficient in vision with the 3-1-1. And also was behind at 15 minutes. Almost 200 gold and 100 XP. So, geez. So with Myru in the lineup, that should help them get some priority in the mid lane and help Decimus. 7 solo kills, 11 champions, 27 games. BDS have allowed 113 to leave. I've seen rumors of him signing with Turkish teams. I thought he did okay with BDS. BDS are trying to make a lot of changes. I am not a fan of changes at this juncture in the season. I think that it's very forced, and I don't think it's going to work for any team that really does this. So that's a thing. But regardless, 113 was let go. Had a 2.9 KDA, 74 KP, 5.8 CS per minute. Relatively low resource, just kind of making things happen. 3 out of every 4 kills. Very, very strong facilitator. 136 ROI, negative 1.3 share differential. Because he was so involved, he dealt a good amount of damage for the gold and resources he was taking in. 467 vision efficiency. He had ahead of 15 minutes, 160 gold, 12 XP. A few solo kills, 9 champions, 21 games. Levitan, Cody, has been let go. Cody had some nice games on some weird champions. I remember like a Gragas game, he had 3 or 4 solo kills this past split. 2.1 KDA, 59 KP, 8.6 CS per minute. 147 ROI, 5.8 share differential. Dealt a lot of damage relative to the gold he received. I think that Levitan had bigger issues than Cody. Cody may have been one of the bright spots on the team, to be honest. Just over 2 vision score per ward placed, up 50 gold, 175 XP, 11 solo kills, 10 champions, 16 games. Breon allowed Edgar to leave, so they added Duke. Duke, former, actually 2-time world champion with T1 and IG. And was the coach of NIP in 2023, 2024? I think maybe it was last year. Was the coach of NIP for a split going 5-11. And he's a coach of Bro. Is he better than Edgar? I don't know. But I have more optimism that Duke will be better. Red Canids, we know they're selling most of their roster, but Brant is officially out. There are a lot of rumors about Brant off the Rift going around. If you know, I'm not going to get into the nitty gritty about that. Just the fact of the matter is, good player, well, how do you screw up a $1 million job? 4.7 KDA, 76 KP, 9.3 CS per minute. Very involved. Red played around him. 183 ROI, 6.2 share differential. He was the carry. 291 vision efficiency. Up 150 gold, 315 XP. You take Frosty into account. That duo was up almost 400 gold and 250 XP combined. So solid laning phase team. 10 champions, 20 games. We'll see what Red end up doing. That roster is supposedly getting completely overhauled. So that is a thing. So a lot of moves out of LTA South over the last few weeks. So thank you for watching. If you liked the video, like it. Subscribe to the channel for daily League of Legends content. Follow me on Twitter. Join the Discord. Become a YouTube supporter. And hope to see you again tomorrow.